Hello everyone and welcome to your Tuesday Thoughts video. It's been a while since I did a Tuesday Thoughts video, so I thought I'd jump on here and do a quick card reading and see what the energies are for the week. So I'm just going to take 1 minute just to ground and center, so bear with me. Okay, so that is done, and it just made me think while I was grounding and opening up my energy, and then I surrounded in a protective bubble, just how little we do that, how little we stop. Even me, when I had to just stop there and do the grounding and let the energy drop down into the earth and deep down, rooted into the center of the earth, drawing that energy back up. And it takes a few moments and your mind is going all over the place, and I was thinking, oh yeah, and I need to do this later and I need to do that later. So even seasoned people who are working in this kind of field, it is so, it's difficult. I don't know if difficult's the right word, but we don't take time to actually do that. And even when we're doing it, our mind is going elsewhere. So that's where meditation is really important. Having a meditation practice, having a regular practice where you can just quickly kind of get into that zone, quickly shift into that space, allowing your mind to not cling on to all this stuff for a moment, because it'll be there in a minute when you come back to it. But it really was just eye-opening for me, because I was just, I have to do the video and I have to get the cards done. What time is it now? And am I going to have time to do another video? And da-da-da-da-da. And so then, okay, grounding and protecting, so grounding. And then while I'm grounding, my mind goes over there, because that's something that I want to make sure I get done today. And oh yeah, I forgot, I'm still going to have to do that. And so while you're doing this, and that's what meditation is, when you're bringing yourself into the center point, you're having to let go. Things will come into your mind, but you're having to let them go. You're having to just go, gotta wait. You can wait a few minutes. So I thought I'd just share that it's just not, that's meditation. Meditation is that challenge. Meditation is getting through that hurdle. Meditation isn't necessarily just being all serene. People think it's sort of serenity because they look at somebody with their eyes closed and they think, they're off in a beautiful place. But actually it's a challenge. It's a real challenge. And that's meditation. So if you're feeling challenged, that's part of it. Not sure why that was coming in, but it's a lesson to me. So I've got some tarot here. As always, I'm going to read the energy of the week by shuffling some tarot cards, and I've got some oracle cards here as well, so we can use the oracle cards for a little bit of confirmation. Hope you like my little bow today. I thought, what am I going to do with my hair? Because I let it dry naturally today. Usually I blow dry it because I'm usually going somewhere and I'm restricted on time, and I have to go try and get the hair dryer out to get it dried quickly, although it still takes a while. And then I usually straighten it, then that takes another while. So yeah, getting the hair done can, especially this length, can take a little bit longer. So today I let it dry naturally. I just thought, let me let it relax. Let me let it not get covered in sort of static electrical energy. Let me just let it kind of find its own little curl. And I do have curly hair, like I do have wavy hair, I think they call it. But I tend to straighten the bejesus out of it. So today I just thought I'd go natural and then stick on a bow for the crack, Okay, so we've got 3 cards that have come out of the tarot. Underneath the tarot, we've got the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands can point to springtime. So we are in springtime. We're not fully in summer yet. So it is this creative idea, this creative energy. Springtime is full of life. I've been growing some sweet pea, and yesterday a little flower, a little blossom came out, and it's purple and pink and it's beautiful, and it's like, so it is this blossoming. There's this idea, there's a little bit of fire here, so a little bit of growth, a little bit of outward movement. So the blossom is opening. So it's very much where we are right now. So I think this reading is very much saying this is about right now. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So I'm going to, this might be a short read because I've only got 3 here, and sometimes a lot jump out, but I've got other cards that I can use for clarification. But let's just dive straight in and not keep you waiting. So we've got the 5 of Pentacles. And you can see here the 5 of Pentacles looks a little bit like a sad card, a little bit like desolation and despair, you might say, because someone is outside the church and they're out in the cold. So if you're feeling left out in the cold, if you're feeling kind of abandoned in some way, that there is no help, that you're on sort of your knees, as it were, you're helpless in some way, this is a card to show you that actually there is a lifeline. Pentacles are to do with money and work, and the 5 of Pentacles can point to a period of unemployment as well. So if you're unemployed, or if you're sort of moving between jobs, or if you've got this lack of income due to work, the 5 of Pentacles is showing you that there is this lifeline, there is this light at the end of, that's better when I kind of cover over the light, isn't it? There is this light coming through this window. These pentacles are here. There's a lifeline. There is a lifeline for you. There is money coming. You may feel a little bit left outside. You may feel a little bit almost like, you know, you might have had an injury, or you might have had illness where you were unable to work, or there might have been a period where work isn't going well. You're not building much business. But you can see as well, we've got tulips in the window. So tulips are again that spring blossom, the flowers, the fertility, that there is this coming. And we've got 4 tulips here, and 4 is foundation, 4 is building foundation. So perhaps there is something which isn't generating much for you right now, but it does have growth. It does have an opportunity to blossom, and there is money here. We just need to turn our head and look in a different direction. If we're looking down, we're not seeing what's around us. So it is time to just open the eyes and look all around. There can be messages all around. There can be sources of income all around. But we need to look up and see that light coming through that window. We need to see this opportunity. So it is coming in, but don't get sort of absorbed in that desperation. Allow yourself to anticipate new avenues of wealth and income coming in for you. Okay. The next card is Strength. So you can see here, this often is the Leo card because of the lion. But you can see here that she is a beautiful maiden, and she's got the flowers as well. She's got her headdress on as well today. And she has power, she has strength, she has great self-esteem. There's the power of the sun here, so that yang energy, that strong solar plexus, confidence and self-esteem. So that is where you are right now. You're in a confident place. So it's moving from the desolation and feeling sort of unemployed, or like there's a level of poverty, or you're not getting anywhere. And it's turning that around to your benefit, turning it around to bringing you that self-confidence, using everything. So, you know, often people who are confident have had a rough time, and it's through having a rough time that you build that steel inner capacity to move forward. And, you know, the things that would have thrown you before, you might have dealt with, and you think, no, I know how to deal with this, I know how to get through this. I can hold the jaws of this lion open through my gentleness and through my femininity in this case, or just, you know, my strength is able to tame the wild lion. My strength is able to control the wild lion. So it is knowing that you have this strength, you have this power within you. Whatever feels out of control, whatever feels like it can, a lion can attack, you are able to manage the situation. You have the capability to manage this situation, okay? Sorry if you can hear cars beeping outside. They do that if they can't get out of the alleyway, because they back up one behind the other, and then the first one will try and get out and they can't get out because they're all backed up. So that's how they signal to each other that they want to get out. So the next card is the Page of Wands, and you can see this page is rushing in. Now, in a traditional tarot, this is relocation. This is moving from one place to another. This is possibly travel. This is possibly going abroad. You can see that there is speed here. There is the fire energy of the wands, the creativity. He's got lots of suns in his cloak, which again is the yang energy, the sun energy, the fire energy, the creative energy. So that solar plexus and that sacral creativity. But it points to moving or relocating. It doesn't say where. But it's taking up sort of this challenge and moving forward. It can also point to someone coming into your life, and they tend to speed into your life and then speed out again. So it can be that sweeping up of, somebody who comes in romantically and just sort of sweeps you off your feet and then disappears. It can be a confident person, charismatic person, someone who's creative, someone who's great at seducing, or just able to really connect with you on that energetic level, on that creative level. But be wary, because they may come in and then they may leave. But also it could point to relocation. So what are we seeing here together? So there's a level of feeling in poverty, feeling maybe unemployed, feeling that there's no money, there's not enough money, not noticing that there is. And through our challenges, we develop strength, we develop wisdom and strength and abilities where we are able to face the wild lion, which might be life. So it's facing life and all its difficulties and all its fierceness, and we're able to soothe it, comfort, subdue that power. We have that inner power that we're able to use to calm the chaos. And then it is moving with this energy, moving forward with this energy, whether it's relocation or whether it's perhaps you are this person who has decided to charge forward in your life, charge forward in this creative energy. Action card. So I'm just going to go to one of the other decks, which is the John Holland Tarot of the Heart, and this will tell us if it's right. So one jumped out already. So we're looking for energy for the week cards. Energy for the week. Ahead, which is actually going into June. Can you believe it? We're going into June. I cannot believe it. But at least it's getting warmer. We've got some good weather in London, and I understand at home in Ireland there's plenty of good weather as well this week. So we are being blessed with sunshine, which really does help. Okay, so I'm just going to take those three. So the first one is refusing to see. I think it works better that side. Refusing to see. Now you can see here that he has his third eye open. So there's a level of perhaps closing down the eyes to meditate, which is I was talking about earlier. That need to drop in and see with your third eye, which is here, which is your psychic eye, your psychic senses, their clairvoyance. You're able to see the unseen. And it is connecting to this light here, which is source. So perhaps it is something about you have been refusing to see that everything is connected to source, that everything comes from the light, that everything comes from the God source point. And that there is a need to connect back into that, which is what I was talking about at the beginning. Learning to drop down into that state, drop down into that meditative state, closing the eyes, watching the thoughts. Watching the thoughts, refusing to see, what are you thinking? There is something in manifestation where, thoughts become things. So be careful what you think about, because what you think about will become. So if you don't want that to become, change your thoughts. Beliefs are just thoughts that you keep thinking. So if you believe something, it's just because you keep thinking about it. Whereas if you change your thoughts, then your belief changes. So it's all these things about how to monitor and work with your thinking. A lot of people think that thoughts are just there and they're just their thoughts. But that's not the case. So the more work you do, the more self-development you do, you realize how you can reprogram your thinking and your thoughts in order to think a different way, in order to bring different results. So it is about really learning about the mind. And there's very much, you can see he's wearing this helmet. And he has this almost a, what's it called? There is a blue line around here as well. Can you see that? Blue line. Halo. So there's almost a halo. So it is about this higher consciousness. It is about this protected space. It is about the brain and the pituitary and the pineal and the third eye. And all that is encapsulated and protected. And why is it protected? Because it's such a powerful aspect of human anatomy that allows us to travel into different dimensions and see different things. And we're seeing, not with the physical eyes, we're seeing with the spiritual sight. So have you been refusing to see? Have you been using your clairvoyance? Have you been training yourself on your sensitivity? And you see so much and you receive so much when you close your eyes, even for a few moments. I often say to people, because no one has time, and I get it, because even today I find it difficult to draw my energy in. But say, for example, when you go and sit in the loo, and you've got 2 minutes, one of those 2 minutes, maybe just close your eyes and breathe. It used to be that people that were working maybe in an office environment or in a high-pressured environment, even sometimes in my work, you can leave and you go and you just take a few moments in the bathroom and just kind of go, I can't answer the phones because I'm here. I can't speak to anyone because I'm here. I can't be asked a question because I'm here. I'm just going to have one little moment. And it just brings you back to you. We're so out of our body all the time. We're so out and forward. And something like that, just where you slow your breath and you draw your breath in, it just brings you back into your body, brings you back into who you are, really. And we play different roles in different jobs, and we have certain things that we need to do, but it's not who we are. And so just, even if it's that one moment, just to tune into who you are again. And remember how brilliant you are. Remember how strong you are. Right? Remember that inner strength. Remember that creativity. Remember that fire. Remember that you have this powerful energy streaming through you. And so take your time to close your eyes and just let it all decompress for a moment. Everyone is so stressed. And you don't need massive, big, difficult things to be stressed. Everybody's stressed. Just getting through a regular day nowadays is very stressful. So the next card is Heal. And you can see here that it is about breaking chains to something. It is about releasing something. We can often feel chained to life. We can often feel chained to situations. We can feel chained to work. We can feel chained to people, to locations. And this is saying break the chains. Use the healing light to clear away any attachments, clear away any codependencies. clear away any old contracts. It's time to break that and let it go. And you can see here the light here, which is smashing this chain, breaking it so it falls apart. And it's reflected in his heart. His palms are open. He is receiving the light. And he is allowing the light to do the work. He is allowing and accepting that he has to let go in order to heal. And that is a challenge and a half. Letting go of things that were in our life in order to heal, that's tough. That's hard. We need strength then. We definitely need the strength of this lady who's able to open the jaws of this lion and hold it open. We need that inner strength. We might be in a period of difficulty. We might be in a period of poverty. We might be in a financially difficult situation. We might feel left out in the cold and abandoned in some way. But there is movement here. If we can take this and we can go and we can move and we can relocate. We can do our inner work. We can see actually what's ahead, what needs doing. And what needs doing? Cutting the ties, embracing the new, allowing the light to heal, working on this heart energy, working on the center. Your heart is your most powerful center. It's more powerful than the brain. It's more powerful than the gut. The heart is where it's at. We're only starting to discover that now. But it will help you heal, and it will help heal the heart as well. And heart healing can heal all those around you. So not only will it help smash open these cords, these binds, these attachments, the chains, but it gives overall healing. It frees others. It absolves everybody of their sins. It frees everyone. It is open-hearted forgiveness. And it embraces everybody in this loving vibration, including self first. But it is saying, I'm letting it go now. I am moving on to a different place, relocating to a different space, be it in your mind, be it physical, but it is saying, I'm moving on. Next card is Shine. So Shine is a lovely card. 1 and 9 is 10. 10 is 1 and 0. So it's number 1. So it's new beginnings. So basically this is new beginnings. Time to shine. Time to show yourself. To be free. Again, this heart energy is where it's at. This heart energy is where the light is coming in. It's coming in and it is radiating. This is the power. This is allowing yourself to shine, your true self, your freedom, your sense of who you are, your beauty. And there is a letting go in this card as well, because you can see she is there with her arms wide open and her palms wide open. She is letting go of everything that held her back. She is welcoming in with open arms all the good. And she's not afraid to take her position. So she is standing in the cosmos. She's aware that she has a good position, that she is surrounded by energies and orbs of support. And it's almost beyond physical. This is energetic. This is work. This is healing work, but also taking on the power, taking on the higher power, letting that shine through. So letting that yang, letting that sun, letting that vibrational white light shine. And heart healing. And heart healing heals others. Okay. So I'm going to do one from the Priestess of Light deck. These are the beautiful, beautiful cards. They're fascinating. I haven't even gone through every image yet. And so it's a nice surprise when you see what comes up. I used these in a reading recently for someone who had an angelic Reiki session as well, and the angel card came up and it was just so perfect. So what do we need to know about this healing, about this releasing the past, releasing the chains, doing our inner work, being prepared to move our thoughts, move our mind, move our beliefs, using our strength, getting creative? What do we need to know here? So just see if anything jumps out. If not, I'll just take it from the top. Can we have a couple of cards, please? A couple of cards. Oh, thank you. And one more. Oh, that's too many. I could see a new beginning in there, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to see which one. Oh my goodness, that's quite a lot. Hang on. Okay. I'll just quickly go through them. So we'll take them as they are. There's quite a few, but there might be a message for somebody in them. We'll see how the hair goes. The first one, setting boundaries. It's a nice card, and it says threshold protection and honor. So protect your home, look after your home. She has the light coming out of her palm, so that's the healing light. I need to read about these ones because I don't know the details of them. But that's a lovely image. Setting boundaries. And generally, if we're changing something in life and if we're moving to a different situation or a different location, we need to set boundaries. We need to decide, hang on, what happened last time is not how it's going to go this time. These are my boundaries. Life will have changed and we will have moved to a certain degree in who we are and in what we're doing. And so there needs to be new boundaries set. And it's where we're able to say no to certain things. Feel okay about saying no. Feel okay about saying, my boundary is this. This is my truth. This is my authenticity. This is what I need. And it is almost like when we set up our protections, we put a boundary of light around us. So it's almost like she's creating this light wall around her and saying, this is my space, that is your space. So I'll read a little bit about that in a minute. I'll just go through the different ones that have come up. Soul Radiance, Phoenix Rising. So again, this new life means that this new you is coming through, that not everyone stays the same. So there's almost a rebirth. The Phoenix rises out of the ashes. So if something didn't work, if something burned away, if something collapsed, if something put you in a desperate situation like we had in the first card, then you can rise out of those ashes. You can rise like the phoenix and be born again and be powerful. And that is because everyone has to go through certain things in life. We all have these different contracts and stories that we have to pass through in our lifetime. And as we're passing through each and every one of those, we are doing so because it's the soul has requested that we have these experiences in order to grow. It is soul-led. It is things that the soul wants to experience. So it's not that necessarily you and your personality decided I want to, try this, or I want to go through that crisis, or I want da-da-da-da. But the soul is what drives us more than us. It is way ahead of our mind, way ahead of our subconscious. It is the driving force, and we often forget that. We don't realize that. We think that we make our decisions, and to a degree we kind of do, but the soul is the driving force. So if we are not going through and getting the experiences that the soul wants, the soul will change things. So we do. So this soul radiance means that you've gone through something, and that has been fruitful for the soul. And so it is imbuing the soul with this energy, with this power, because it has experienced this, it has lived through this. So in a sense, there is that difficulty with what we want to achieve in life might not be the same as what the soul wants us to go through in life. So it's bearing that in mind. The next one we have is loss, lack, fear, victimization. Well, this is very much the first card, isn't it? So it's nice to have sort of two cards coming up that represent each other. That's confirmation, clarification. So in this, it's talking about loss. So of course there is loss. When you break the chains, there is loss. There is lack. You are in poverty. You are losing out financially. You are feeling left out. And you might be fearful because of that. You might feel like a victim. You might feel like everything is against you. You might feel like there's no way out. And that is a kind of a desperate feeling. Sorry, I can just see a helicopter outside. You might hear it. That is kind of a desperate feeling. And it is not nice to be in fear. It, first of all, causes all these chemicals to run through your body, which then makes your mind go crazy. And then your mind thinks you're facing a lion. Your mind thinks that you're under attack. And so your mind then creates more chemicals, and then you're in this hyper elevated state, fearful state. And we can feel that if we have lost something. We can feel alone. We can feel that if we are in lack, and we feel there is no support financially or lovingly or in family. If the support is missing, if the support is lacking, it can make us feel really, what's the word? Alone and like a victim. Like the world is against us, like there's nobody for us. And it's a terrible, terrible way to feel. But it is part of this reading. It is part of someone is feeling this loss, feeling this lack, feeling like a victim, feeling downtrodden. And that's a vibration. So when you're in that desperate vibration, it is very difficult, A, to get yourself out of it, but B, to see the light. So this reading, I just looked at the next card. This reading, I hope, will help you see the light. So the next card is called River of Blessings. And it says releasing constraints. Again, it is time to release the constraints. It is time to release these ties that bind you. And to receive your blessings, this must happen. To receive your blessings, it is time to cut loose. To receive your blessings, it's time to allow yourself to heal. She's there and she's holding this bowl, from what I can see. And so it is like the open palm. She is receiving into this bowl. She has her eyes closed, and the animal behind her has the eyes open. So it is that closing of your eyes and allowing the sight to come from somewhere else. Okay? And this is what I was saying as well. So this is you. But like this is the soul energy behind you. So you're going through life thinking one thing, but the soul is behind you, and it has its own agenda for life. That might frighten some people, but it's It's just the bigger part of you. You think you're just like this little person. You're not. So it's releasing constraints, relaxing, releasing. Like I said, that 2-minute break. One of those minutes, just go. Release all of that activity around you. And it is like building a wall. It is like saying, stop for a moment. Just everything around me, stop. Let me just take that breath. Let me just reconnect with who I am again. Yeah, you're going to have to open the door and go out and carry on with the day. But just for that moment, just reconnect with yourself. Releasing the constraints allows the blessings to come in. And I do that with Art Shift as well, which is my art workshop. So when you're creative, you get into the alpha state and you focus on what you're creating. And as you focus on what you're creating, you're not looking at your problem. And as you're not looking at your problem, it has the opportunity to resolve. So by releasing and letting go, you open up to everything righting itself. And then because of that, you're not focused on the thing that's not working. You're allowing, by having your focus somewhere else, you're allowing the blessings to come in. Oh, wow. Gosh, so many similarities. This is the final one, which is courage. And here you are. Strength, courage, fortitude. And it says strength, fierceness, and family. So there is something to do with being strong within your family. There is something to do with having support within the family. There is something to do with being courageous, being like the lion, the spirited lion, the king of the jungle. You know, having that power and being okay with having that power, that fiery essence, that courage to move forward, the courage and strength to look out for you, to look out for your own family, to look out for your kin, to defend. The lion defends its family, its pride. So let's just quickly do a quick, that's number 2. Let's see if it just gives us anything extra. So the lion looks ahead to a time before him with tranquil courage, ready for anything. He reveals that an important event is on the horizon for you. A situation may require that you summon up your courage and perhaps even take a few risks. Well, that's exactly it. We've got strength, we've got inner strength. You can do this. You can face the lion. You must have the courage to express your truth and make your desires known, and to take action on your own behalf, no matter what or whom you're dealing with. The word courage comes from the French word for heart. This card is telling you that even if you have felt uncertain or frightened in the past, you now have the strength of heart to face your life with self-actualized clarity. Whether it is regarding a relationship or a situation at work or at home, the action you engage in or expression of your truth will now be blessed by purity of your own divine heart. So it is moving into that heart energy again, which is fascinating. It can be something to do with your family on a practical level, but it is about being courageous. It is about feeling that courage, and that comes from your solar plexus. So it's just above your belly button, and the color is yellow. So if you want to kind of build up that, sit-ups are great. So you do sit-ups, that you're building up that center. That's your willpower, that's your power center. And we've got a lot of yellow, a lot of fire energy, a lot of yellow in the cards here. Again, that power center, that sun color, that yellow. So let's look at the River of Blessings briefly. 47, just to get an idea, because obviously I don't know these cards that well, barely at all. So the all-seeing jaguar, again, I was saying that about she has her eyes closed, but behind her the eyes are open. So the all-seeing jaguar brings his power of creation into your life, heralding a significant positive change in your life circumstances. You may be experiencing a time of challenges such as financial constraints, which is what we were talking about at the start. Perhaps living paycheck to paycheck or going deep into debt. And that is it as well. Feeling unemployed, feeling in poverty, feeling in lack, not seeing there is a lifeline. However, you may be of a more emotional nature. Perhaps you've been lonely or missing romantic or from family or friendly love. Even a lack of joy from the ongoing tediousness of life could be a great limitation for you. But whether these restrictions have been long-lasting or recent, this card reveals a new powerful force flowing to your life, breaking through even the severe limitations of the past. And that, I think, is the Knight of Wands here. So it is this new powerful force coming in to shake things up, to break things loose, to change things, to create a new dynamic. And it might come in and out like a whirlwind and suddenly your world is different. But this energy is coming in and it's changing you and moving you from one place to another. Your difficulties may have been hard, very hard to bear, but this has been a time of profound purification for you. The Priestess is blessing your rebirth after suffering, and gives you the Jaguar's ability to view your experience with sharp-eyed clarity. A release of attachment that brings the promise of achievement. Again, release of attachment. Goodness me. And I was saying as well, it's a time of profound purification. So it is this, life throws you things and you deal with them and you manage it and you become anew again. Rest assured that the old issues will be resolved. As you go through your day, bless yourself with clear intention. See any restrictions as merely part of your passage from purification to personal progress. In fact, this river of blessing will carry you far beyond anything you have yet imagined. So that's amazing. So yes, we recognize that there's been difficulty. Yes, we recognize that has weighed heavy on you, but blessings are coming. So that is a great card. And the 34 was the recognition of that loss and lack. So it was this one. So she stands alone, anxious and in judgment of her life. She focuses on past losses and assumes there are more to come. She attempts to shield herself from the potential hurts. The owl on her shoulder can see through the darkness and guide her out of her fear and lack of consciousness. The message of this card is clear. No matter what kind of loss you've experienced in the past, it's absolutely necessary to shift your focus now and redefine your power. Again with the power, again changing your mindset, changing your focus, changing what you think. You are no longer the victim of a threatening world, frightened and unable to direct your own destiny. In fact, since your consciousness creates your reality, which I spoke about, the assumption only keeps your energy stuck. So that's it. It's just change your thinking. The owl encourages you to leave your victim mentality behind and to see the truth of your eternal courage and power. When loss comes up in your life, let yourself grieve, but don't define yourself by that experience. Be willing to take charge and set your sights on real solutions and new directions. When you take action and view your life with optimism and self-honoring intentions, you become the director of, rather than the victim in, your own life. It's time to let go of your old patterns of people-pleasing and passive acceptance of others' agendas. And that's it as well. You're not defined by others. You're not defined by what others think of you. What other people think of you is actually none of your business. And generally what they think of you is something that they've created in their heads. So go out and shine. Go out and realize that you don't have to be this victim anymore. It's time to take your rightful place as a powerful presence in your world. Amazing cards. I hope I get through all of these. 53. This is a really nice read for anybody who's having it a bit difficult. So this is Soul Radiance. The Radiant Priestess calls out that your ultimate victory is at hand. Positivity is coming in. You've been through it. You've been through the crap. It's getting positive now. Her arms and wings are raised in salutation. New beginning is arriving after a long and perhaps difficult time. In fact, you're about to take flight of the phoenix and rise above the ashes of some old unwanted fire. The fire may have taken different forms, work or finances, relationships or health issues to varying degrees. It may have seemed like an interminable dry spell, a lengthy period of waiting for change or longing for resolution. Or the fire may have been much more severe, involving loss, anxiety, or deep grief. There may even have been times when you felt the difficulties would consume you. And that's it, that desperation, desolation, when you just think there's no hope. This card tells you that those times are coming to an end. Amazing. Freedom arises. But don't forget the real power. Don't forget the source of real power and freedom is always within you. So it is that connection. It is knowing that you have the power. And it is knowing that you have the power to connect to the greater power. When you find yourself living through a dark night of the soul, remember the presence and truth of your spirit. Your soul resonant frequency vibrates with the divine light that no darkness can diminish. You are divine. It is only when you obsess about your personal problems that you feel surrounded by loss and limitation. Real solutions arise when you open up to the power of your eternal truth and perspective. So if you're still trying to overcome a difficult situation, or if something has caused self-doubt or a loss of courage, pause to meditate on your unerring, unending light. That's amazing. So it's getting better. And then we look at the 30, which is the boundaries, setting boundaries. And this may be something that will help you create that new life scenario, let's say. So the priestess of the threshold holds her hands up with the palms outward, projecting a field of protective light before her. I think I said something like that. The strong and stately snow leopard who lives a solitary life in the highest reaches of the mountains looks over her shoulder, standing guard. This card brings you a message of both caution and encouragement. It's time to take an honest look at the boundaries you set. How do you view your importance in your own life? Are you sacrificing your priorities and self-care to prioritize the needs and wishes of others? Are you putting up with demands, dismissal, marginalization, or even disrespect from the people in your life? If so, it's time to put your hands up and say enough. So somebody may be giving you a bit of grief. Somebody may be being quite uncharitable towards you. Somebody may be taking advantage of you and manipulating you because of your situation. Don't allow that to happen. They have no right to do that. You may have been allowing others to cross your personal threshold and invade your time, energy, or space. But this card is telling you that you now have the power to shift that pattern. That's the inner power, the inner strength, the solar plexus again. Start to set clear limits today. Make yourself a priority in your own life. Your soul deserves to be honored, and you must be the first person to make that choice. So yes, our soul is our highest being. It is part of us. But if we let people trample on us, then we're not honoring that high aspect of who we are. When you do, you will finally receive the respect and prioritization that you've been longing for all along. So it's time to stand up for yourself, I think, basically. And that is willpower. That is solar plexus. So very much that center spot, just so it's sort of just about here. So just below the rib cage and above the belly button. And sit-ups helps. Meditating with yellow helps. Thinking about the color yellow helps. Eating yellow foods helps. And and just, you know, learn a little bit more about your solar plexus. It's connected to so many nerve endings. It's how you digest the world. It's how you receive your intuition, the gut feeling, that anxious feeling. That's all solar plexus. So you need to do work on that. And the card that came out, I was wondering would it be yellow, but it isn't. But it is plum. So you might want to eat some plums. Plums are really, really nice. I like plums. And the card says overcome your challenges. So again, we're getting this challenge energy. We're getting this information about a difficult time for you. We're getting this need to kind of reconnect with that inner truth, reconnect with your power, and decide to overcome, decide to set up your boundaries, decide to you know, what am I trying to say? Stand up for yourself and demand that people respect you. Don't be trampled on. Don't be used and abused. You know, you might think it's kind of like to always try and do something for somebody and to be the person that can be relied upon and to put your needs last. But actually, that's a disservice to you and your soul, a disservice to you and your life. You are here. You were given this opportunity. You're here to live this existence. You have a job to do in this existence. So don't shy away from allowing yourself to have some fun, some goodness, some joy in your life. And maybe it has been difficult, and there have been financial constraints, work constraints, love constraints. But it is saying, you know, don't look at the outside, look at the inside, look through that third eye, look through the inner eyes. Who are you? Let go, break free. Receive that healing energy and then shine. You know, shine your light. You're going to overcome so much. So I'm just going to quickly look at what meaning comes with the plum card. And we've got a few minutes to do that. 4 and 1 is 5. 5 is all about change. So it is a nice card to finish with, because we are in this period of change. We're moving from this difficult challenge, this difficult situation. And it could have been due to the eclipses. The eclipses were a real time of things coming up for change, lives totally turned upside down, and life is completely different. And where we thought we were going is not where we're going, and we're going a completely different way now. That's what the eclipses was all about. So change is afoot, but it's for positive. If we can remember all the cards that were in the Priestess of Light deck, all of those cards were amazing cards. They were understanding of your situation, and they were really positive. There are blessings coming in. There's a need to rise from the ashes. There's a need to embrace that strength and that courage, and a need to define your boundaries and define respect for yourself. Demand respect for yourself. So the plum says, plum is a colour of devotion. So you can be a bit too devoted to family and to people and deny yourself. Plum is a colour of devotion, dedication and commitment that connects you to your heart and your life purpose, creating deep bonds in friendships and relationships. It also assists you to stay strong through hardships and difficult situations. Plum is a colour of deep inner strength and faith. Use plum rays to overcome challenges and discover your life purpose. So it's saying here, if you're facing a difficulty, surround yourself with the plum colour so you can eat plums. It says wear plum, so it can be like maroon or plum. You know, if it's a guy, you might want to wear like more of a winey colour or a maroon colour. You can have it in shoes, in jewellery, eat plums, paint with the colour, visualise the colour. So just visualise that colour. Visualise that. It's almost like a purpley, but it's almost a magenta, and then a kind of a what was the colour I just said a minute ago? That maroony colour. And use it to soothe your heart and your soul. So use the plum to soothe you. Use that colour vibration. Colour is very healing. So use that colour to help soothe you. And you can say, Divine Spirit, please use the plum ray to guide me through any challenges I may experience with ease, grace and softness. And so that is it. That is your reading. It's quite a challenging one. There's something going on, but you are overcoming your challenges. You are moving out of this. And I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you tons of support. I'm sending lots of angels to you, lots of guides, lots of healing energy to help you through this time. Thank you for watching if you stayed to the end. This is your Tuesday Thoughts video. Today is the 30th of June 2023. Not sure if I said that earlier. You can leave a comment below if it makes sense, if it resonates. Feel free to share with somebody who you think might need to hear this, who's going through a difficult time and can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's change coming in, so whatever was difficult, it is turning around, but you got to give it just that little bit of time to turn. And also we as people need to change. We need to embrace that and break the cords to the old so we can become anew. So I'm taking something from this. I hope you all are. Have a great day, have a great week, and I will see you again soon. Great, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.